order. Please silence all cell phones. City Clerk, please call the roll.
All right. Member Lloyd.
Here.
Member Buskar.
Here.
I'm so sorry. You can correct me on your name.
Oh, it's Buxar.
Buxar. Okay. Member. Sorry. Kohler
Here.
and Member Clower.
Here.
Please let the record show Member Kavanaugh and Member Irwin are absent.
All right. Then, if there are any citizens who wish to speak on matters pertinent to the city, please approach the podium. You may address the Youth Council during this time. Okay. We will now close public participation. On to new business. Is there a motion to adopt the Youth Task Force minutes from the regular meeting held on Thursday, January 22nd, 2026? When you guys would have to make a motion. I don't. I'm just gonna say, I move
It's just
to-
approval of the minutes. You're not really.
I move to approve.
I make a motion to approve the minutes of last meeting.
Second.
Third.
Just say second.
Just a second.
Okay. I don't know what we're doing.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll count it. And then city clerk, please call the roll.
Sure. Member Lloyd.
Here.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Member Buxar.
Yes.
Member Kohler.
Yes.
Member Clower.
Yes.
Chair Perkis.
Yes.
I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so
okay.
sorry.
All right. And then city clerk, do you have a report?
I have no report at this time.
Okay. At this time, I would like to invite Ms. Morris to the podium to present a new shark design.
I just give y'all the papers.
Yeah.
I think they all have the copy.
Oh, yes.
I came prepared. Hello.
Hello.
My name is Shy Morris. I'm the owner of the Peace Project Incorporated. We are a nonprofit organization, and we focus on STEM learning for youth in the community. PEACE is actually an acronym that stands for Positive Education and Creative Expressions. I'm an original member of the Sharky 5, which is what we named ourselves the first time this project came to the Youth Council. And I guess, unfortunately, last year at some point, maintenance had a little debacle and it damaged the shark. So the original youth that participated on that shark with me have actually graduated from high school. So we decided to see if we could get approval to get a new design on the shark so I can have some other youth participate with me on the project. And this is the new design, which you have before you today.
I like it. I think the colors are really pretty. Do you have, I'm sorry, what high school students, like, where do you go to get them to participate?
I have a space at 546 Washington Street, which is the Peace Arts Youth Garden. That was our home space, but a little bit after COVID, we had to shut it down. So sometimes we meet at Pettis. I adopted that park through the city. I also adopted the Mary Avenue Tot Lot. So we go there and we do creative activities, but this one would particularly be painting either at my home or at the park at Pettis.
Okay. Do you guys have any questions for Ms. Morris?
No, I really like the design.
Thank you.
I love the colors and everything. Excited.
Okay. And then, I guess, do you have like around a date when it would be put up since the original one got broken? Do you know like when it?
Well, I have it right now at my house.
Oh.
So I was just waiting for this date to actually get the design approved. And then we would start probably next weekend, because of course this weekend parents are out doing their Valentine's thing. I don't want to kind of interfere with that, but it shouldn't take that long, maybe like 2 weeks. And then before the end of March, I would say we back up. And it was at Live Oak Culture Center. So we'll go back up over there.
I want to add, when you are completed, we will be taking it to have it properly
Right.
coded first, so that
Oh.
will probably add an extra week or so before
Right.
we can get it out.
Right, that's what I was saying, like the end of March or somewhere around there.
Okay. Well then, if there's no more questions, is there a motion to accept the new design of the shark?
I motion to accept the new design.
Second?
Yay.
Okay.
No third.
That was my best.
I know,
You
right?
don't-
It's so
we-
cute.
We don't need a third, I'll go ahead
I
and call the
know.
vote. Okay? Member Lloyd?
Yes.
Member Buckus?
Yes.
I can say that right. Buxar, I'm so sorry. Member Kohler?
Yes.
Member Clower?
Yes.
Chair Perkis?
Yes.
Thank y'all so
You're
much.
welcome.
All right, then you are good to go.
So when the shark goes up, y'all have to go over and like take a picture by it and post it on your social media.
We definitely
Oh,
will. I
awesome,
would love to
awesome.
see it.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Okay. The new shark design has been approved. To old business. At this time, we will open the meeting for the project discussion. Is there any member of the task force that has an idea for a project they would like to discuss? I do.
If you take a look at the survey, and you can silence phones, take a look. I just wanted to get you all's feedback on our youth council task survey. I know Tucker's had a chance to, Member Lloyd has had a chance to look at it. If there's any questions that you think need to be added to it, please review it and let me know. For the outreach program, so far we've got 25 members, and it's pretty interesting of what the data is saying right now, and it sounds like it's really going to reaffirm that a lot of people would participate. We're looking at 25% people would participate in a youth showcase, so I think that's really good feedback. The plan here, Wednesday, if you could attend or not attend to promote, I've got more of these if you want to spread them out. It would be during lunch. I will have about 100 cookies that I will give out and bribe students with once they have fulfilled our youth council task force. And I think that that's a good number to establish some data. Do you all agree?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And I looked at the survey, and I think it's really nice. I think the ranking aspect of it's efficient too, so it's not like they have to come up with their own ideas.
Yeah, I kind of left, if you see it in there, I left it for all multiple choice or ranking ideas, and I didn't leave any fill in the blank, just because as we're getting, data from the youth, I want to. So that's why I can still add questions to it, and change any of the phrasing that you would desire to ask to be changed. It's just a live document. I did have that date there, closing on the evening of Wednesday, February 24th. That way, on the 26th, I could present, the 25th, I could finalize data and present that at the next meeting.
Okay.
With that. So if there's any feedback on there, I'll welcome that. If you're checking it out, also on your desk, the New Smyrna Beach, last sweet lady that was a part of the New Smyrna Beach Residents Coalition. She didn't want to speak in front of everyone, but she did want you all aware to spread information. So there's a little flyer here. Since you all are civically engaged, there is another group that would like to have your input as a resident of New Smyrna Beach. And so that is that group, and they also, asked if we promote their events as well. If you see in the count, I have asked for it to be our invitations for information be put on CUDA News. I know with Mr. Porter taking over more, it hasn't made that yet, but I'm going to go. If it doesn't make it this Friday, I'm going to go beyond the email and have a face-to-face meeting with them and try to get our promotion out for that. And that's in addition to that, I've spoken with Mr. Merrick on a couple feedback of some ideas there. Signage, he does like the idea of promoting more signage on campus, and that is something he can and will take to the appropriate measures at the county. All right, it's for better egress. So that is something he is for. He is okay with hosting a lunchtime Boating Safety Week guest speaker to promote boating safety. During that week, May 17th to May 23rd, he was in the discussion of having city members discuss with the staff. He just wanted more direction on where that would go if that was something we wanted to coordinate. He wanted to kind of have like a purpose of an agenda of who would appeal to and what would be the purpose of that.
Yeah, in SJ, we have to do like an approval form where it describes pretty much that stuff, like why and when and how. I think, and would you have to be the one to draft it up? Or?
Yeah, I could draft that up.
Okay, I can show you the form, I guess. But,
Yeah, I think I know where to find one.
okay. Well then.
And there, so what would be on that, I haven't looked at the form yet, but what would be for, I understand the boating safety, but what would be to schedule like local cities for civic engagement? What would be kind of like the aim, the goal of that? Do we have an idea, or?
For the boater safety or the government official?
The government discussion.
I originally had the idea just so for students who are interested in the position as like a job or future job, I feel like it would be there like a career fair, but more aimed towards a government position. Or it could be a way for them to become more civically engaged. Because I know we just did the voter registration at our school. It'd be cool to have them where professionals come in and describe their jobs and how students can become engaged in that aspect as well, even if they weren't to go into that profession.
Okay.
Anybody else?
All right.
And then, yeah, the government speaker. And then for that, who would we get into contact with to get the government officials?
Once we get, have that and have approval then we would just
The
go
city
through.
clerk would do.
The city clerk. Okay. That's it. So. Okay, I wrote down a couple of things that we talked about last meeting. We were talking about the rock garden. That was like a new idea we wanted to try with it. And would we have to get in contact with it's the recreational?
Yeah, you would get in contact with the leisure services.
Leisure services, okay. And then we were also trying to discuss like who would help us paint the rocks, like I guess youth people would we reach out to? We did.
The leisure services said that they would get you in contact with someone within Babe James.
James, okay.
And
Well,
maybe do
then-
something that way.
That works, and then we would need a location to put them. We could put them at Babe James, but I feel Maya had an idea of where else we could put them, but she's not here. Did you guys remember where?
Yes, I think she was mentioning Manatee Park. for
Okay.
it.
I think that's a good idea. They could put it maybe around, like the outskirts, like, when they walk in with the wooden, like, post, they could put it, like, on the outskirts there, so it's not technically in the park. So it's like, I know we can't do it at our school because it's counted as, like, a weapon, but, like, maybe since it's a little further from the kids, it wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, maybe it's like around like one of the tree mulched areas,
Oh.
and replace that with, I think that would look really cool. Walk up instead of seeing some mulching around a tree.
It's painted
Bunch
rocks,
of
yeah.
local painted rocks.
They have a group that's been going on for years, the Volusia rock painting. So they put painted rocks everywhere, and there's never been any type of issue with anywhere they've been placed. So I don't see any problem with placing them anywhere.
Could we include something that encourages other people, not a part of the initial batch of rocks to paint them themselves and put them there, an encouragement to also place rocks there?
Yeah.
Would we be able to do a small event where we put a table up in one day, then we just stand there and we are if anybody who wants to can paint a rock with us? instead if it's just the Babe James kids. So it's like,
Yeah,
and
or
can't we
just-
just leave a bunch of plain rocks there? But
No, like
Or
just
could we
like
put like a
a little
sign?
sign that just says
Yeah,
like
it's
leave
like-
some if you want,
Oh.
like public can leave some.
oh, like a
Like,
sign's
yeah,
cute.
to encourage people to
'Cause
leave.
I
them.
remember going to parks where you could like take one and like leave one, but we shouldn't take any of them, but you know.
Okay, so signage to add. Yeah, and I think that like, not so much like, just like even piggybacking on a farmer's market or something, or other events as well. Is this weekend actually an art weekend, another art weekend?
I
We
think
have
it's our
images.
I think it's our
Yeah, it's
fiesta,
our fiesta.
our
Yeah.
fiesta this weekend, yeah.
So in there, so there's a couple events we could piggyback to, even like Seaside Fiesta, and like have, you know, a
Yeah.
booth and say, hey, here's this and paint this, and have an activity. So we wouldn't have to have a separate activity, but I think we can piggyback on other activities.
Absolutely.
That's a good idea. And then, so we would start with the Babe James Center, have like get the foundation paint or like rocks painted there, put them out, and then add a sign, and then also do the festival, like have a booth at a place, or would you guys just rather just have the sign?
I think it could be fun, like an activity, like just a booth somewhere
Mhm.
to have
Yeah.
any people from the public who are just walking around, like a farmer's market, to just like quick or like sign one or write
Yeah,
like a
the
message.
little paint markers. And
Yeah,
stuff like
like we
that.
could have someone or like, I don't know, I do like local artists come and like help and like show people how to do like little doodles and stuff.
I think that's a good idea, especially getting the local artists to come around and give like tips.
Because I know at the Marine Discovery Center, they have like the art part of it too. And I remember at our elementary school, I used to bring in artists to do trading card night. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
I don't know if
Trading
we
card
could
night
get into contact with like people at MDC, the art portion, and get them to come out. But
That's a good idea. What is it, MBC?
Marine Discovery Center.
NDC. Are they like a part of the government, or are they like a separate entity?
They're
Like
a private entity.
private,
but-
okay.
But they're 501(c), so they're a charitable entity.
Oh, okay. So would we have to contact them?
Well, what you
Privately,
would
or-
do is you would decide what you're doing, and then basically you would say, okay, these are the partners that we would like to have. So then we would create a letter and say, hey, this youth council is doing this, and we would like you to participate in some aspect, and
Oh.
start that way.
Okay.
Like, we're in contact with like
Yeah.
multiple people there. If you need like someone, like we have multiple people there, like their emails and like easy contact to them.
Because you guys volunteer. That's good. And then, so I guess first we would have to pick like what festival we would want to be a part of, and then ask for a booth there, and then get in contact. That's the order.
Pretty much, yeah, you would view some of the activities or events that are coming up within the city, see which ones you think would best fit for what you're looking for, and then we would contact whoever's in charge of that event, see if they would be willing to allow for you to have a little pop-up tent or something like that.
Okay. And so I guess we'd have to look for a date for that.
Yeah, and I could with the funds through the school, I could talk to the yard place and see about getting a load of rocks.
Yeah.
You know, whatever they come in, a bushel or
I'm not sure.
of rock.
I'm not sure. They used to be really popular for a while, the painting rocks, so I'm not.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got like the smooth stone from
Yeah,
Amazon.
I think we just wouldn't want to get random ones, but, you know,
Yeah.
provide some rocks. And then I think I still have some paint left over from the book.
Lending libraries.
Lending libraries, yeah.
Mhm.
Excellent.
And then last meeting, we talked about the lending libraries. They were up, correct? And people had already put books.
Yeah.
Did we want to add any more books, or are they like full?
They're pretty full, and we do have backup books still.
Oh,
We
okay.
had quite a good donation of books.
Okay, so they're pretty much done. Okay.
Okay, so actually it says here the annual art fiesta is the 21st. So that's
Oh, I
not
guess
this
I'm
weekend.
sorry.
I thought it was this weekend too. I
Yeah,
did.
I misstated.
put
I
in there.
apologize. I'm terrible at dates. I didn't even look at my phone.
And that is also, we'll also have the Black Heritage Festival. Is that like a piggyback one as well? Is that the same site?
I don't think so. I'm not
No,
sure.
the Heritage Festival is by
that's what
it's by Pettis Park. It's by the museum. It's like a separate thing.
Okay.
The Fiesta, I believe, is Canal mainly.
Yeah, it's more into the Manatee Park.
And then the 28th, the Chalk It Up to 26th, that is another art themed,
No, that wouldn't be a problem.
the 28th. So yeah, that's a lot of participants and that draws them.
Yeah, that
quite a
draws
big crowd.
yeah. And it's that type of event too, is you have the artists out there actually doing art too, so like, people are there to take their time to watch things grow, so maybe it might have a little bit more involvement,
Yeah.
so that's a good one to think about.
And for that, would we do that? It's not like a festival. It's like just artists out there painting.
It's like it just, yeah, and then I
Okay.
think it's more of a contest, I think they
Oh,
do
alright.
their chart.
So-
You get like a
log
little
chart.
spot.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
everybody gets a spot, and then they judge them.
So if we were to do our rock painting there as like a smaller thing, just to get some people to do it, would we have to sign up for
I would
something?
have to look into how they're doing that. I don't know if it's considered just a individual business thing, like, each business has somebody go in front, or if it's actually a special event with someone who's at the head of it. So then we need to figure out how that goes.
I think that one would be a good one to try to piggyback with, because you're gonna have people
Yeah.
that are watching, and then they're gonna be like,
Yeah.
well, I wanna do some
Yeah,
art.
I've got some
And
ideas.
they would have, and if they didn't sign up, then at least that'd be a consolation for those people.
And then I think we could also give them the option to either take their rock or keep it and then tell them that we're going to place it down somewhere else. And I think would be a good idea.
Yeah.
So they don't feel like, well, I want to keep my rock. And then we're like, no.
No, they wanna,
Bring the
most people probably want a display, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I will have to do a little research on who and what with the chalk up.
Mhm. And then we'd also have to get a finalized space where we're going to put the rocks as
Yeah.
well, correct?
And when is that? The chalk up is the 28th?
The February 28th, yes.
Oh, February, oh, so, okay, so you have your next meeting is the 25th, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or 26th.
26th, that'll only give you 2
Okay.
days to jump into it. Which,
And I-
it's doable,
Yeah, it's very doable, and then
because
the
all you need is a
resources.
table, a tent, and some rocks and some paint, which we just have to check on the rocks. Paint's done.
Yeah,
We can get a table and,
Yeah, we could also, I could donate markers as well.
right, we can get it all together, I'm sure.
yeah, and then like the promotion's already like done, because people know about that, so it would just be a bonus for people to show up and see that. So we wouldn't have to do like any extra promotion, I don't think.
Yeah, I think that would probably be a really good start there. And then you can even get it out and try to see if they don't want to paint a rock now, say, hey, you could paint it and bring it by City Hall for later, and then, we can collect them here or whatever.
And do the Babe James. And when would we be able to get to talk to the leisure service?
Leisure services for Babe James and getting painters there. I will send an email over to them and see whom we need to discuss with, and see if I can have somebody here by the next meeting.
Okay, because then I feel like we should not put down the chalk artist rocks yet until we've gotten the Babe James when we put it down all at once. So like they're also there at the first step.
Okay, yep, absolutely.
Do you guys agree or no? Mhm. And then I was looking at the packet you passed out just a brief thing before we officially started, and we were talking about chessboards. Is that something that we still wanted to do?
So that was in there, that, the T-Mobile grant is still open in there. There is still like 2 parts that we're waiting on, for that. I actually, a year and a half later, the local chess club guy actually just responded since our last meeting in there. So, and that would be 1 letter of endorsement for that, to qualify for the T-Mobile grant. I told him, and I sent him the message to fill out and return it. I do not have that yet, but there is steps. There has been a change in the city commission by one of the letters of recommendation was through the city commission in there for that grant. And so that position has changed, so I'm not sure if I need to get that updated or not.
That shouldn't be a problem.
Okay. So there was just like some hoops to jump through the TMO Home grant and then wait on them there was just a couple pieces that were short on finalizing that entry to that grant.
From what I wrote down from last week, we talked about most of the stuff except for the festival. Did you guys have any? I guess we were just waiting on filling out the application online and then trying to drum up, or trying to see if people would be interested in participating. Have you guys heard of anybody else having businesses like children or?
I have, yes. I contacted Atlantic Center for the Arts, and they have a homeschool program where children go once a month and they participate in activities relating art. And I reached out, and they said they would be willing to participate in a youth,
Showcase?
yes, a youth showcase. I don't know if it would be exactly like kids being there, but maybe their art on display.
I think that's a really cool idea, especially, you know how the fair has their little art section where it has their name underneath the art project? If the kid didn't want to be there, I feel like that would be a good way to showcase their skill in a way where it doesn't require them to be in attendance. So that's something we could do as well, have a tent where it's strictly just art pieces, and if they want to be there to explain, they can. But then, what else? Is there any other ideas you guys wanted to talk about or any new ones? Okay. All right, I guess. Is it too early to adjourn, or is this?
No, that's
Okay.
fine. I've seen 10-minute meetings before.
As long as you get through the agenda and hit
Yeah.
all of the items, you're good to go.
Okay. Yeah, then I don't have anything else I really want to talk about. We have,
I think we brought up last time a mural. I don't know if that would be possible still, but another way to get kids active in the community with art. But
And
So,
I was thinking, and I have no idea how we would do this, but I know with the cold coming in, a lot of plants have died. There's been a whole lot of, it's very, a lot of dead, grass, trees. I don't know if we could go about, planting something, just like a flower garden or something, because, everything, especially down beachside, when you drive down A1A, everything is, orange and brown.
I didn't even think of that. I think that's a good idea if we got involved in the nature aspect, because we have been doing a lot of art. I think the mural idea is still really good, but I feel like we could also have replanting of stuff. Is that something the city can do? We can be a part of? Or is that?
Well, in reference to replanting, of course, the city cannot do any private property. We can't plant on any private property, so that limits what we can really do.
and especially, that's why it is important, that is actually something that is on that survey that says, the environment, in there, and that's actually, the 25 kids who've taken it, that's kind of one of the highest priorities is, the local environment.
Is the park private? It's public property, right? Because whether or not we do the rock garden at Manatee Park, I feel like we could plant flowers around that, so it's more of a garden since it's already a rock garden. But that way to
I could also
plants.
look too, because if you stick towards native Florida plants, there are grants available for just beautification. I mean, just small little, nothing huge, but I can look and see what type of grants there are for that.
Okay, I think that'd be a good idea to add it to the rock garden as to also section it off more to show that it's not just a place where you run over the rocks. I think we could also expand to different parks as well, not just Manatee. I think Pettis could also use a little bit of revamping. And it's just NSB, right? We can't go down to Edgewater.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at some point, you can become a partnership, but at this time, I'm wondering if, even if you do some sort of mobile type of rock garden, where you could like showcase it at each park and it kind of like moves around, I don't
Oh, like
know what,
in one of those little like, it's not a wagon, but like,
like a
cart?
wheelbarrow.
yeah.
That would be really cute. I don't think it would be big enough. I think it needs something a little bit bigger, like maybe something on like a pallet with wheels or something.
I've never heard of one of those. They just like we would like have a place where people can add rocks to it, and then we would take it up after a certain amount of time and move
And
it.
then move it to another park.
Like, yeah, you could put the little, like, obviously like the painted ones, but the just rocks, and like you can like leave markers there or something.
Mhm.
Like it's a station.
Well, I mean, what do you guys think? Would you guys like the moving one, or do you really like having it stationary at Manatee?
You'd have to probably just look and see what type of material. Just looking at trying to build one might just fall that one to the side, and it might just have to stay. So I mean, I guess you just have to look around and see what type of options there are. Go with the best one.
I feel like the only downside to the moving one would be like having the materials there for them to do it. It'd be
Yeah.
hard to ensure that they stay there.
Yeah.
But
And I think that people, if like people know that it's in one area, like they'd be more likely to go visit, and like they know where it is. Where
Instead of
Yeah,
having to
And you can
search.
always just encourage them to bring them to the other parks. You know, kind of like you can bring your rocks to other parks to.
oh, like
to
spread it. Like it starts here,
spread,
like this
yeah.
is ours. But if you guys would like to,
Spread it to our other parks. You know.
it's a good idea. Especially maybe the sign could have something about that too, where it's like
Yeah, something about spreading
spread the love.
Yeah, there you go.
But so also replanting flowers. Yeah. I think I had an idea. Okay, this might not have like a lot of engagement, but I want to try and do something with the youth where we clean up a place, but it's not like a beach cleanup or a park cleanup, because that's what we usually do. In those places, if you have like 50 kids, like we're done in like 10 minutes. But what if we tried to do something where we try to get kids involved to go to a specific area, like around their like neighborhood or their house, and like pick up trash, and they turn it in somewhere and they get something for it? Because there's like this stretch of like grass by my house that's like has a lot of litter on it, and I know I probably could pick it up myself, but I haven't. But what if we like made, I don't know if we could do it like an event. Yeah, a competition where you like pick up trash. I know a couple of years back in SGA we did it where you pick up trash and you create like a little art monster out of it, and like we had a competition to show like which one was better. It would be a way to clean up the community and have them show off their skill. I just feel like it'd be better than having a bunch of kids just at one place like milling about at a park or the beach, because not a lot of stuff gets done there, and it'd be a different way to pick up litter and stuff.
would they like turn it into like the school?
That's the thing. I don't know how to accomplish it like in this setting, like the city setting, but is there a way to do that?
I'm sure what you could do is figure out like some sort of flyer, how you want to do it. If you want a specific area cleaned, you can state that, or you could just say, hey, you know, if you clean up, you know, maybe show a picture of the area that you cleaned up, and then if you bring us an art piece, we'll, you know, then you enter you for something else. And
I think I just
but
had an
then I
idea.
think you would have to go to like and say a certain date that everything had to be turned in, like at the farmer's market dates, so everybody
Yeah.
could bring something in there.
Maybe we did it as a collab with the Youth Case Festival, where it's like in the tent, how we were going to have other art. People can turn in their trash monster with the photo of the place they cleaned up and or like the art piece they did. And then like we judge it there, like to also have more people come in and be like, I might win something. And it's not just have people like walk around to enjoy art, which they probably will, but it's another thing to get people to go.
That's a good idea.
I feel like it's a good idea, but I feel like you really need some kind of like prize or like reward, or you're not really gonna have a ton of participation, because no kid's gonna be like, yeah, I want to go clean up this trash by my house. Really, you're like really probably gonna want to have something to like entice people into really doing it, and like also like a lot of like telling people about it.
like an incentive. I think, are we able to like buy that through youth council, like a prize?
I don't know how much budget you have, unfortunately, I'm sorry, I did not look.
Okay.
But you could also get businesses to help you out, to donate things.
Maybe we could even enter them in for a raffle for a prize. I think that might be a good idea.
So instead of like judging like the creation itself, it's just the fact that you made one could get you a prize.
Yes.
I think that's a better idea, because then people are like, well, my art creation isn't that good, but it's like they still did something, so they deserve to like
Yeah,
have a
so
chance.
I think some
to
good
win.
partners to work with that can maybe offer something is, we have a contract with, the city has a contract with, is it Southern Recycling? Is
Oh, yeah.
that still?
And waste, and to be honest, Waste Pro loves stuff like this, they might even,
Yeah, and
do
there's, so
some
those
sort of
companies,
monetary
like,
prize.
it'd make sense if they were to like sponsor something for
Yeah.
that way they could get their promotion and then.
Oh, absolutely,
Their
that would be
invest,
great to,
it's like their idea, I think it's.
yeah, I'll have to see which one, and the waste,
Recycling.
they love feel-good things like that.
I think something like a raffle for that would really be a good idea, because that's like kind of, and like maybe if like more volume gives you more tickets or something. I feel like having a competition like with the art part of it would be cool. Like that would be something to do. But I feel like having a raffle as well would get more involvement in it.
So you want to do like a both of them, so
Yeah,
a
if you
raffle
could-
and a competition.
If we could find a way to do both of them, I feel like that would increase involvement a lot, because like the people who want to do the art part would do it for the art, but then a lot of people who aren't like artists and stuff and like aren't super interested in art would be like, I can get into a raffle and maybe get something or whatever.
So maybe we could do it where if you just submit something, you automatically get a ticket, but if you place, you get more.
Like a bigger prize.
I
or bigger
agree.
prize, or like more raffle tickets to increase your
Yeah.
chances. Is that a good idea?
If-
Does that like combine it?
If you're not able to get a lot of money, a lot of times people with art just like it to be showcased. So maybe if you say, you know what, we're gonna do a raffle for everybody, but the winners will be showcased at a certain place.
Maybe we could even showcase them at the youth showcase if it is like children who are submitting it.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. And then for this showcase, I'm a little confused on how much involvement the city has besides just the date and stuff. Like, would we provide tables for people? Like,
No, that
What
would be
would we do?
determined, it would be, we would have the space and then they would need to provide their own and stuff. And, then we could set up, with that, we could set up some electricity and provide that, but that would be, on the flyer that I have out, it would say, what is your topic, and then would you need electricity, and that would be something that's provided on the,
okay. And then for something that we would want to do, like we want to have like just the art showcase place. Like they wouldn't, obviously not everybody who brings like one piece of art is going to have their own booth. So would we be able to do that? Like give them a space? Like,
What we would do is we talk to our partners and see who would be willing to, have the showcase, either, the hub or
Okay.
someplace like that, and ask if they
Oh.
would be willing to do that, and just find out who would be willing to help us out.
oh, okay, so somebody else would have to take on this specific aspect and then have a booth there. Okay. That makes more sense. See, I knew we had more stuff to talk about. Okay. Anything else? All right. At this time, we will open the meeting for the project, oh wait, no, sorry. As there is no further business to discuss, this meeting is adjourned at 4:39 PM. All right, guys.